Oh, wow. Hi, guys. Welcome to Imagine Leo podcast. If you are new, welcome. It is me. I am your host, Leo. Oh, child. Not me starting like this. Ooh. I need to do my hair. There's that action. Ow. Hi, loves. Welcome to the Imagine with Leo podcast. Da-da-da-da-da. Music. Da-da-da-da-da. Woo! It is me, your host, Leo. And I believe this is the second episode. There's a lot happening outside. There's a lot happening, and there has been a lot happening this year specifically. So today's episode is going to encapsulate the processing of graduating from university. Whoop whoop. The episode was inspired by me completing my I created my BA, completed my BA in strategic brand communication. I graduated on the 19th of May. Shout out to the graduates of 2022. Pew, 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 pew. Congratulations to all the graduates, all of y'all. Congrats. My degree was 3 years, and I think a lot of us can learn from the proceedings of graduating from college. A lot can be happening. So this is the episode of processing graduating from university. Woo! Clap. Okay. Oh, school. Now, for all my listeners, to set the context, I know for me, my education experience, should I say, has been all over the place. It started in South Africa, then to Australia, and then from Australia to Kenya, and then from Kenya to Japan, right? So I'm actually a dropout. I went to Asia Pacific University in Japan, and I went to a university in Japan, and I just found that it wasn't for me, so I came back. So technically, I am a dropout. Shout out to the dropouts. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being a dropout, I'm telling you right now. Oh my God, that's like a whole different episode. But the point is, I dropped out in Japan, and then I came back in South Africa, and I started my degree. It was BA Strategic Brand Communication at Vega, and it happened for 3 years. Y'all, school life can be very torturous, right? If you are the person who has maybe or had the luxury of knowing your passion very, very early on, that's amazing. Congratulations to you. I cannot stand you. I was a student who couldn't stand people like that. I'm so sorry. I'm just being honest. Because it's just like you have not the luxury, but like it's like you have a stepping stone, which is amazing because you can get straight ahead. So shout out to people who had that experience. But for some of us who may have taken a little longer to figure out our passion, who may have taken a lot more pivoting, readjusting, re-strategizing, and a lot of rethinking and uncomfortable conversations with not only you, with God, with your family. I feel y'all. I really, really do, because I was definitely that student. So my choice of taking strategic brand communication more so came as I think I would be good at this. Now, for those listening, I would not recommend taking that approach, because you should be doing knowing what I know now. You need to understand the difference between an education and a degree, right? And I was listening to a podcast which actually inspired this podcast. It's called Amanda Seals. It's Small Doses, hosted by Amanda Seals. Shout out to you, Queen. She's incredible. Please go find her podcast, guys. It's really worth listening to. In the United States, this is a season where a lot of people are going back to college or starting college. In South Africa, this is when, in the Southern Hemisphere, I should say, this is when a lot of people are, I believe, trying to complete, because our graduation was in May, June. So, but I remember she was just really highlighting the importance of understanding the difference between an education and a degree. A degree is you go to the school, you go to the classes, you get the certificate if you meet all of the requirements that's required for you to pass. You get the certificate, and it's basically proof that you are able to do this job, whether being a lawyer, an engineer, etc., etc. And education, that is the time spent learning. It's how you apply the knowledge that you know in a meaningful, purposeful way. And there is a huge difference. I did not realize that going into university. My mindset was, I'm going into this degree because I feel like I'm good at it. And I will say the main thing that really got my attention was critical thinking. Critical thinking is having the ability to have comparative analysis, having the ability to look at things or perspectives or insights from a different 360 perspective, right? And it's about understanding things conceptually. It strengthens the synapses in your brain because it challenges you to think in a different way. Now, I'm a fresh out graduate, and although I may have done very well in my essays, shout out to my teacher, Biliana. I think that's how I pronounce it. Yes. She was an incredible teacher. She was one of our critical thinking teachers. And Crystal, hey girl, hey. But it's just about seeing in between the lines. And it's so sad that for a lot of people, seeing in between the lines is something that's learned very later on. So learning the difference between an education and learning the difference between a degree, I really do wish that's something I would have learned early on. And to all my beautiful people who are maybe in university, or you're thinking about going to university, or if you have the luxury to go to university, like going to university means, or at least I hope that you can see that going to university is not just about getting the certificate or getting the paper, y'all. It really is about learning how to apply the knowledge, the critical thinking, the nuances, the comparative analysis in your life outside of class in a meaningful, purposeful way. In a way that will hopefully not only help you understand the various intergalactic forces that are happening inside your brain, but hopefully throughout the process, you, just like this platform, God knows, God willing, you help other people realize their own thoughts, perspectives, and insights. And I hope you feel that way as you go to college, as you try to figure it out, and all the challenges that come in between. Please try, y'all. I know it's hard, but when you go to school, I wish this is something I would have known as well. Try to have the mindset of, when you go to school, try to understand, I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but when you go to school, please try to go there, not just for the piece of paper or the certificate or the degree. Try not to just go to school or attend classes just to impress your parents. Try not to just go there because all your friends are going to that university. You know what I mean? Or some of us go to school for legacy. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, y'all. I know you feel so much pride and joy and a high level of appreciation when you do find out that some people, they are the first to go to university. I remember for me when I was graduating, I saw something on LinkedIn, doesn't remember. Basically, this young man, he graduated from school, and it was a very emotional roller coaster that he went through for 4 years. And nobody from his family actually was able to go to his actual graduation. And you just saw him, I think it was the University of KwaZulu-Natal. For my international listeners, that is a university in Durban, which is one of the cities in South Africa. But you just see like how grateful, I think it was like all the emotions hitting him all at once. The gratitude, I believe he was one of the few who actually graduated from school, as well as dealing with a family member that was ill, and so on and so forth. So congratulations to you, sir, if you happen to be watching this, and congratulations to all the other graduates. So basically, we're still back. When you go to school, really do try to look at it from a perspective of, I have this experience, I'm privileged and honored to have this experience. I know it's hard, y'all, but how can I use this education, this time spent learning, how can I use it in a field that I am passionate about? And how can I use that education and passion, put it together to create a career, not just a job, a career that God knows, God willing, will empower other people to live the same. So don't just go to school just to get the degree. Go to school for the educational experience that you will be able to apply in the field that you are passionate about. And hopefully you will be able to create a career. And please understand, I said this before in the intro video. Imagine with Leo Podcast is a podcast where us together, we try to acknowledge and reflect on our younger self in retrospect to our future self, while still appreciating our present self. And knowing what I know now, I wish that was the type of mindset I had when I went to school. And as I am saying this to you, I am repeating it to myself. I am a fresh graduate and I am still trying to figure out how I can use what I've learned from school to apply it to what I'm very passionate about. For those who may be interested, my passions lie in, I think, multimedia personality for sure. But really finding a way that works for me, you know? Everybody's talented, everybody's phenomenal. I'm inspired by so many people, but who you are truly does help set you apart. Not just who you are as far as like what's like the physical eye can see, but who you are, how your passion, your drive. And I promise y'all, I am trying to figure this out with you. So you are not alone, everybody. I am always here. Hey, hey. Ah, da, 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 da. Okay. But yeah, that was the Words to the Wise segment. Okay. Oh, I forgot to, okay. We will discuss a couple things. First segment, Words Wise. I met a couple unicorns when I was in school, I must say. I met some really, really cool people that I am very grateful to have met. And I just want to acknowledge them. Billiana, she was my critical thinking teacher. Oh my goodness. She was everything. Oh, she wasn't just a lecturer. She was an educator. And what I have also learned, y'all, and I think we all can say this, is that for the most part, like in school, you will find that a lot of lecturers are there because of circumstance. They're not actually there because they actually care about your schooling education, or they actually may have your best interest at heart. Okay? In these education systems, in these schools, I know it's not the most exciting thing, and you definitely won't see this on their website, but you are a paycheck. Okay? You are a paycheck, and it's so sad to see how some lecturers see students in that nature. And I really do encourage lecturers to really, have their students' best interest at heart. And it's hard and it's scary, but as a student, you need to be aware of that. Which is why I'm so grateful that I have met unicorns like Billiana. Billiana was not only a lecturer, she was an educator. She was honest, she was real, and she was a teacher who taught me critical thinking and media studies. And that's where my love for critical thinking began. And I strongly, strongly believe that it's because of her. Like, even when I watch film, when I watch a commercial, when I see an advertisement, I can never just look at it as an advertisement. Now I really do try to have, I know it's all over the place, but I can't unlearn what she has taught me. And that goes back to what we said earlier. They may take away your car, your house, your shoes, but they can never take away what you know, what's in your brain. So thanks to Billiana, I am able to, man, she really did teach me that, like, don't ever just see things like with the naked eye. Have the ability to really see comparative analysis, comparatively analyze, apply critical thinking, and have the ability to look at things from a 360 perspective. So she was one of the incredible unicorns that she really did leave an impact in my education system. My other unicorn is the one, the only, Pranusha. Pew, 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 pew. Pranusha was another unicorn that I met. She was my teacher for strategic brand communication. Pranusha was the teacher who really made me think about or link my education to career. Like, how do you see yourself in your career? How do you see yourself using this in your career? And that was the first time I had, not the first time, but one of the few instances where I had a teacher who really challenged me to think, okay, you have this knowledge in the classroom and you get it here, but how can you take it away? How are you going to apply this in the field? And the same is true for another unicorn that I met. Her name is Crystal. Y'all, I must say, I'm very, very lucky. I met a couple unicorns back in school. Well, in my school, I made it my business too, because my mom was always like, make sure you find the people who really like care about this. So Christelle and Pranusha were the teachers that really, really taught me about, like, outside of school. Christelle was also my critical thinking teacher, and she also encouraged me to challenge what we're learning in class outside of the classroom. Christelle helped me. Pranusha and Christelle actually helped me with my resumes. They were the teachers who I could communicate with. They are no stranger to the truth. They would tell me, this is messed up. Like, I need you to look at this again. Or you can't just give up on school. You can't just not try as hard as you know you need to try because you're too inquisitive. You're too aware of it. You know what I mean? And those teachers really did make me, I would say, more. No one can really make you, but they really did impact me and influenced me to be more cautious or conscious of how am I going to use this in the field? How am I going to apply this in the field? How am I going to apply this to a career or something that I am passionate about? The teachers that look at your things outside of their hours, they didn't have to look at my resumes. They didn't have to look at my essays after school. They were done. They could clock off. But the fact that they gave me that time really showed me that they weren't just lecturers, they were educators. And also, a teacher that really played an impact for me was, I would say, Tsepi. Tsepi! Pew, 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 pew. Tsepi, listen, Tsepi was obsessed with us, guys. She had 3 classes with us. It was consumer behavior, it was channel planning, and I cannot remember the other one. I think it was strategy as well, right? Tsepi was the teacher who gave you life advice, drama, whether you were ready for it or not. And she would tell you straight up, listen, school is school. When you leave here, she was so real. When you leave here, you need to be aware of what the type of human you want to be. Like, the knowledge and education, you guys are privileged to be able to be even sitting here. She would remind us of, like, I know you're tired, I know you're frustrated, but you literally have not started. You have not begun. Tsepi was the teacher who would, oh my goodness, Tsepi was the teacher who challenged our ethics, like, as a human. Like, do you really think that was right? From an ethical perspective, you know what I mean? Like, the things she would say, it would question your humanity. It would question, like, okay, you're going to graduate. Like, there's going to be new students here. But, like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? Why are you here? Okay, you're going to get this degree. You're going to get a bummy job. You can get a shitty job anywhere. You can get a shitty job anywhere. But she was like, what? Like, she was the type of teacher who would try to challenge you to be the person to not just let life happen, but for you to make life happen for yourself. And I think when I compare all of those 4 teachers, they have their own personalities. They have their own insights, their own perspectives about life. They're all women. Ha! Power to the women. But when I really think of the influence they really had with me and how they were very honest, guys, it's hard hearing the not so great things about you, but having educators that cared enough to tell me like, no, actually, this is not right. No, you could have done, yeah, you did good on this, but you could have done better. Having people that care enough to tell you when you're not doing okay, it can be a lot to take in, but I will always take constructive criticism over anything. I have many more experiences that are yet to be continued on more episodes that I hope to revisit with the topic of education and university. But for now, those are my thoughts. And don't just go to school for a job, man. Go to school for fulfilling a passion that you know only you could do it. That's the differentiator. And as I said before, as I'm saying this to you, I am repeating it to myself. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Music. Okay, this is the final closing. Thank you for imagining with me. Oh my god, oh my god. Man, the final takeaway is your education is yours. Yeah, your education is yours. That's the fun. Oh, I just burped. Excuse me. Oh, I apologize, y'all. Ooh, you do not want to see my facial expressions when I burp. Don't go to YouTube, y'all. You'll see. But I just want to say, your education is yours. You know, your education really is yours to have, and I really do believe that. Your mom and dad may be paying the bills. You may have gotten a scholarship, whatever the case might be, but it's really yours, and you determine what you're going to do with it, even after having graduated. And since your education is yours, it's a higher education. It's a luxury that not many people have. And since it's a higher education, I highly encourage you to operate from a higher level of thinking, a higher level of insight and perspective, and a higher level of frequency. A higher level of responsibility comes with receiving a higher level of education. And I really do hope that we will be here and we will be trying to figure it out. Again, I am a fresh graduate. These are just my immediate thoughts. They may change. I may reflect again and something else may come out, and that's okay too. But to everybody, y'all, do not forget to surround yourself with people. Your support system in university. I cannot stress it enough. There are so many things that happen in school when you have, and you do not have to have an entourage. I know for me, stick through university, I can count them in my hands. I really can. And that's all you need. You don't need an entourage. You don't need a whole lot of people. And my circumstances were different because during pandemic, 2 years of my education system were pretty much like wiped out as far as like being social, because COVID-19 came in. And there was a shift in how we had learnings and teachings. But even through all of that and online learning, and we can't go on campus and you can't socialize and drink and do other things that come with university as much as you would like, because now there's a whole pandemic. But that's an episode for another day. I hope to revisit this topic, but I do want to say thank you as well. My incredible group of friends that I've made in school, I am so grateful for y'all. I really, really am. Because you helped me get through it. So to the people listening, make sure you have a good support system. Make sure you surround yourself with people. We may not all know exactly what we want to do, but we have a lane-ish. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I hope to listen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to see the visuals on my YouTube. Go there, like, comment, and subscribe. Reshare, repost, reshare, all of the above. And I will see you on the next one. I appreciate y'all. I adore you. Until the next one. Bye.